Hi, it's Tiffany from the Montessori Place. Today, I want to talk about parenting and parenting on the same page. It seems a simple enough thing, but I think it's something all of us caregivers struggle with. It really does take a village to raise a child, but having communication is what makes the journey maybe not easier, but certainly more enjoyable. So think about who your children interact with, who is helping to raise your child, your family members, your friends, your sitters, the teachers. Have you thought ahead of time about your values, your concerns? This is a conversation that you and your partner really need to have prior to having children. If you're in the midst of raising children, constantly talking about and finding that compromise of how you think balancing the raising of your child should be, and coming to the understanding of consistency and not being strict, but not being permissive, finding that balance. We experience this a lot as young parents. My husband and I took the time to really think about how we wanted to raise our children, what we wanted to expose them to and everything, and knowing that first plan of development from birth to age 6, when the child's foundation of their self is really forming, their thoughts, their feelings, how they're relating to others socially and to the world, this was a time that we really needed to be mindful. And I had to have a lot of conversations with my parents, my children's grandparents, of how we wanted that to look. We didn't want our children constantly getting toys and in the effort to show love. We wanted the grandparents to show love by doing things with their grandkids, being present, talking to them and seeing them through video chat because they're long distance, but not replacing that love with toys. We were also very mindful of the kind of food that we wanted our children exposed to. I was very strict about wanting my children to eat a lot of vegetables and grow to love vegetables before I began to introduce crackers and chips and fruit. Another thing was how family members praised my children. This is a constant talk that I often have with my parents of, please don't tell my child she's a good girl. Point out a behavior that you are proud of, something that is of value that she can take from, instead of something blanket like good girl or oh, you're so pretty. Something that she has control over, her behaviors. And we also talk a lot about how we choose to discipline our children. And by discipline, we don't mean to punish. We mean to guide, to teach, to model. So my tip for today is, don't be scared to have those conversations with everyone that is involved in helping raise your child. And if you have certain beliefs of how you want those done, state them and make sure that everyone is consistent, on the same page. If there are disagreements, that it's kept and discussed when children are not around, that it can be between adults. So, communication is key. If you are finding my tips helpful, please subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, follow me on Facebook at The Montessori Place.